Hello everyone. Today we'll be looking at the Audioquest Dragonfly Black DAC amp. And I just bought this again about a week ago and I've been using it and I really like it because basically all my life I have been using DAC amps from either the computer or from the cell phone directly. And when people tell me that I should get an external DAC amp, you know, I didn't really know what was the fuss was about. But then I decided to give this a try and ordered it, and it came in the next day. And this is a tiny little package. This is it right here. Such a short, small, little USB external DAC amp. And the black version as compared to the previous 1.2, 1.0, or its big brother, the red version, this draws the least amount of power. So I feel very comfortable with it drawing the power directly from my phone using this OTG cable. And I had my doubts, but this powers it perfectly. Just a cheap OTG cable, nothing fancy, and it powers it just fine. And the battery life on my phone doesn't suffer dramatically. I'm sure it draws more power, so it will kill the battery sooner, but I can't really notice it. So with the battery life aside, and the sound, and the size, let's talk about the sound, because that's pretty much why anyone will want to buy an external DAC amp. This actually provides the kind of sound that I have heard in much more expensive home theater systems using my Panasonic RPHD10s, which I reviewed before. This provides a great sound stage. When you put a good pair of headphones paired with this little DAC amp, you feel that you are in the performance hall when the music is playing. I'm not saying that the DAC amp from your phone isn't great, and my Asus Zenfone 2 probably doesn't have the best DAC amp built in, but coupled with this Dragonfly, this no longer matters. This is just a music player now, and providing power and signal to the DAC amp. So this is doing all the audio processing. And the sound stage on this becomes huge. The analogy would be like you're looking at a 2D picture and then going 3D. I'm sure this has been said before, but it's true. When you are when you are listening from the phone, and I have A-B'd this, comparing this and that, just unplugging this, plugging in, unplugging this, plugging in, like that. Not the best way to do it, but when you compare it, just very quickly, the DAC amp from a built-in DAC amp from a cell phone or any other portable audio device that isn't targeted directly at high quality music and audio, then this will feel flat. This will feel very flat. It will feel as if you're listening to sounds that are being produced just in a straight line, like you're right here, and the sounds are just being produced right here. Very straight line, very linear. But when you are listening from the Dragonfly, it's just everywhere. The sound can be here or here or here or there or anywhere. So when you purchase this and start using it, you'll realize, wow, all that music that I've been listening all these years, it just opens up. It becomes wider and just sounds more real, more natural. And it's pleasing to the ears if you are into that sort of thing. If you like this, then by all means, go for this, and you don't have to spend the money on this. But I have to say I'm really pleased to have this in my collection now, because now, as you can see, it's highly portable. I can just put this whole package in my pocket, and I'm off to the races. The sound is truly immensely more superior than my cell phone. The sound is more detailed. It can play at it can't play at as high a bit rate as this can, but the magic about the DAC chip in this device is just that it provides the clarity and the details that you want to hear, the smoothness that you want to hear. No graininess, no popping, none of that that you might get from a portable device. All of that is just smoothed out without losing any detail in the external DAC amp. Now, if you go onto the Audioquest Dragonfly, if you go on the Audioquest website, they'll tell you that they have a little dragonfly here. And the colors will change depending on the bitrate of your audio source. So right now I have it's on green because I am listening to music that is 44.1 kilohertz, and it will be blue for 48 kilohertz, amber for 88.2 kilohertz, and magenta for 96 kilohertz. So different colors mean different bit rates. But even if you're just using this at the lowest, at the 44.1 kilohertz, it just sounds better than any of the MP3s or the lossy formats. I'm playing FLAC from my phone using the lossless format, and it just sounds much better. The source is better, the DAC amp is better, and the headphones are better than I have ever used before. So the chain is complete. You got the source, the music, the audio file, and then the DAC amp, and then the headphones that you're using. So together, the whole package just is amazing. Oh, and on last note, because Android natively only supports up to 48 kilohertz, I think. So if you don't have any other app installed, you just play it directly from your phone, just plug it into your phone, your Android phone, then it will just natively be blue all the time, 48 kilohertz, 48 kilohertz. But if you want to use this at its full potential with all different colors and all the different bit rates, have Android completely just control this device exclusively. Well, no, not Android, but the app to control this device exclusively, then I would suggest the USB Audio Player Pro. Then, like so, it will let you play all the different files at the bit rates at its native bit rate. So it will actually change colors if you use this app. If you just don't use this app, if you just play it with any old music player on the phone, then it'll just be blue the whole time. So I'd recommend to get this app, the USB Audio Player Pro, along with this DAC amp, so you can fully utilize it. But of course, if you don't want to use your phone, you don't want to use an OTG cable, you just want to plug this little thing into your computer and just use that as your DAC amp and just plug it in all the time, then you'll have no problems at all. It is plug and play for computers and plug and play for Android. I don't know about iPhones because I don't use it. You'll have to ask someone else for that. But yeah, for about $100, I would totally recommend this. If you have any questions, then put them down in the comments. Thank you very much and have a nice day.